Hi, I'm Dana. Welcome to Tools and Tips to Owning Your Worth. I am going to ask you to think about the last time that you ruminated about something. You know, were you shoulding yourself? Were you replaying an argument? Were you replaying a conversation? Are you worried about money? Are you worried about your kids? Are you worried about your parents? And you can see, right? You get in that loop. So this has been coming up a lot, and I have been working in my personal life on me to detach from compulsive thoughts. And I also have talked to a friend of mine who has been working toward detaching from compulsive thoughts. This is a great strategy. It's super healthy to do it, because before I give you the tip, I'd like to talk a little bit about why I thought it was important to bring up as an episode. When we are caught in the spin, right, where you even are waking yourself up at night, you know, and that thought is just right there, it is physically and mentally and energetically draining you. That's just a fact. It's a scientific fact. You cannot get away from it, but you can elect to get out of it. All right? So if the thought is there and it's on repeat, then something must break the loop. It's no different than a record. So there are a number of tools that I have used that I know work that I'm going to pass on to you. Tool number one, when you are trying to detach from compulsive thoughts, are sit in it and dissect it. Find the false story, find the fictional pieces, the fictional beliefs, and transcribe the fiction with fact. Okay, so let's use, it's the middle of November when I'm doing this, so we can use the holidays, right? Like, I don't have enough money. I'm worried about Christmas. Well, I just had this conversation the other day with somebody. And so that is, you can feel the vibration of that, right? It's scarcity, it's shaming, it's judging, it's fear, it's all the bad vibrational emotions that we can have. It's all this low vibe stuff. So to detach from the compulsive thought of, I don't have enough for Christmas, I would invite you, tool number one, to sit down, maybe even write out, you know, what your fear is, what your compulsion is, and then begin to use rational thought to discount the loop. Tool number two, if you're doing this and even writing it out makes it worse, call someone. Call a trusted confidant, friend, sibling, someone. Call a friend or a loved one and say it out loud and explain to them that you're trying to detach from it and ask for help. Because sometimes we just simply can't do it ourselves. None of us lives on an island. We need people. They can give us a different perspective. They can give us a different way of looking at things. They can throw us a life preserver in that loop that we're in and give us some rational thought tips to write down on our piece of paper. That's another way. A third way to detach from compulsive thoughts is to do something completely outside of your habitual norm. Go get a massage, go to a movie, go for a walk outside, even if it's snowing, especially if it's snowing or if it's raining. The snow, the rain, the wind, those will all pull you out of your head. What you're looking for is a vacation from the obsession. And in order to do that, we've got to shift our attention. It's about shifting your attention, shifting your awareness. All of those work very well. If you find that you're writing it down, I would encourage you to keep the journal or keep the piece of paper. Another tool that I find helpful is recounting or kind of revisiting, historically speaking, how often this same untruth or this same compulsive thought is coming up. And if it's coming up a lot, I'm going to ask you to think about if it's triggering you. Like, is the reason you cannot detach from the compulsive thought because you're in trigger, because you're having a physiological response that keeps you stuck? And if that's the case, then again, do something physical. Get out of your current habitual reality. Call someone. Those are just four wonderful ways to get yourself to a place where you can sit in the land of neutrality. Okay? We need to be neutral before we can shift. Ideally, the goal is to go from negative to positive. Ideally, we'd like to see a positive affirmation come out of a negative loop or situation. But in order to get to the positive, we have to get to neutral first. Okay? Thank you to all of my subscribers. I appreciate you all very much. Please, please, please add comments below, whether you're a subscriber or not, if you have additional tools that you use to detach from compulsive thinking. Because I'd love to just keep this going. This community talk going. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope that you liked the episode, and if so, I hope you consider subscribing. Until next time, namaste.